Hey, what's up, YouTube? Let's talk about my week. I'm in Atlanta right now, and I tell you, this Atlanta OC is garbage. I don't like this place at all. I haven't been inside yet, but I don't like it a lot. I'll tell you why here in a minute, but I'll tell you what I did. My first trip of the year was like January 2nd, January 3rd, whatever that Monday was after New Year's. I think it was January 2nd, and that's when I decided I was going to track the mileage that I drove in the truck for this entire year, or as long as I'm in this truck anyway. So I reset the trip meter. Now there's two, like you know how you trip A and trip B in your cars. This has one that's called trip, and this got one that's called leg. So the trip meter is going to be the trip tracker is going to be what I've done for the year, and the leg is going to be what I've done for the week. Now the leg thing I was using for like every time I filled up, to keep track of my mileage, my miles per gallon, because we get bonuses on that, and I wanted to keep track of it myself as well versus 100% relying on what the company says, you know. So anyway, but I decided instead I'm going to use the B leg to track my weekly mileage. I didn't decide that till about 100 miles into the trip this past week. Our pay period runs from Sunday to Saturday. I started my fresh 70 on Tuesday morning in Laredo, Texas. So since then, there's my dash. Let's go to the mileage. Right now I'm running the average of 7.4 miles per gallon, which I'm above the goal, so I'm in bonus territory. Now, this is the trip meter. This is what I've run for the year. I've ran almost 6,700 miles, and what is this, the 23rd? And since the 2nd I started working this year. And this is what I did this week. Now remember, add 100 miles to this. So I drove 2,600 miles this week. All those paid miles, matter of fact, let's just minus 100 miles for probably not being paid miles. And why would that be? Because there are times where Trucker Path will have me go a direction which is longer in distance but faster in time versus our company GPS. So I choose that. And it's usually not no more than maybe 20, 30 miles. And it's only, I ran from Tuesday, I went from Laredo, and I was empty. I had to pick up an empty there, and I had to go to DeSoto, Texas, and then went from DeSoto to somewhere down in Texas again, or down between Dallas and Houston, and then from there I had to go to Kansas City, or Topeka, Kansas, then Kansas City, Missouri, then to Cookeville, Tennessee, then Lebanon, Tennessee, and now I'm here in Atlanta. And I got here in Atlanta last night. I was supposed to drop that. I picked up a relay in Lebanon, Tennessee. I was supposed to drop that relay off here last night at the Atlanta yard. And I'm telling you, this place was just packed. There's nowhere to move, nowhere to park. And there were trucks parked along long ways blocking in areas, so I couldn't pull an empty out to put the loaded in. And especially when people were backed up connected to trailers as well, there's no room to maneuver. People were just parked like freaking stupid here. So I contacted them, and I wound up having to go. I was supposed to drop that relay yesterday, attach to an empty, and start my reset yesterday afternoon or evening about 6 o'clock. That way I'd be ready to go by Monday morning. But I had to go to a truck stop last night, still attached to the relay. And I got up this morning. I was supposed to call them and see if they can set up a face-to-face relay like out on the road somewhere. I just have a driver come to me. Because I called him last night. I was saying, hey, is there a driver assigned to this load already? Maybe I can talk to him. We can work it out ourselves. But there was nobody assigned to that load at the time. And apparently it's a high-value load, and it couldn't be rerouted to drop somewhere else because it couldn't be left alone. Alone being in some random yard, right? But it's got, if it's on a Schneider property, then yeah, it can be dropped. But anywhere else it couldn't have been. So, when I woke up this morning, I didn't even wake up my normal time. I just slept in. I slept in until about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So, instead of calling them, they told me to call them around 10. So, instead of calling them, I decided, let me go back to the yard. Morning time, I figure a lot of people have done pulled out for the day. Well, they done left, went off to work. And that's a fact. That's true. So, there's a few spots open, but just maneuverability, man. With tractors attached to trailers, you couldn't really move much. So I wound up going into a blind side. And I hate blind sides. Oh my God, I hate blind sides. But that was the only spot I could get into from the direction I was going. And there wasn't enough room to turn around. So I started this blind side. This guy knew that I was going to probably have a little trouble, so he hopped out and helped me. He spotted me. So that was Awesome. So we got in there, no problems. I just don't like blind sides. I know a lot of trucks will have like a window in their side of their cab to where you can kind of see for a blind side. This Cascadia it doesn't. Some do, but not all of them. I know I don't. If I had that window, I wouldn't be as bad because you can see. But yeah, blind sides suck. The blind side 90 sucks. Blind side 45 not as bad. You know what to do. But if I just had no room to pull up, no room to straighten out, it was just 90. It's all you could do. So, anywho, I got the trailer dropped. And I came over to cross the other side of the yard to the Bobtail parking, which is near the facility. Like I said, I haven't been in the building yet, so I don't know if there's a restaurant in there. I don't know if this place is a courtesy car I can use. I guess the Mariners have got to run. You know, weekly things. You know, Walmart trip. I got to go to a vape shop. I'm out of vape juice. And just a couple, you know, whatever. I should go by T-Mobile. It's Sunday. Maybe not. I don't know. I've been putting that off for a while because I'm not really I'm still undecided of how I'm going to do that yet. But anyway. I say 2,500 of those miles is paid miles, which if that's the case, I'll find out on next week's check. And then, I guess the last one was a little over 2,400 paid miles. So not all loaded, of course. You get deadhead miles, you get detention pay, like when you're getting loaded, and short haul pays, and bonus. So last week was a really good week, or a pretty good week for me anyway. It's getting better because the more I get out here and the more I'm out here, managing my 70 and putting mileage in, 500 miles plus a day, 450 to 500 miles a day. Then I'm getting more conditioned. And you may think that sounds weird of getting conditioned, but you're right. You may think driving 11, 12 hours a day is not a big deal. Even in a taxi, I work 14 to 16 hours a day a lot of times, most of the time. But even then, I realized I wasn't actually driving that entire time either. I was getting out of the car often. I was bullshitting people when I do. So I was out of the car for a while every time. So, but when you're in the truck, when you're in the rig, and you're driving 5 to 6 to 7 straight hours, sometimes that 8-hour clock comes up like, oh shit, 30-minute break, I better get one real quick. And you don't realize you've driven that long. But there's sometimes you drive 2 or 3 hours, you're like, fuck. I just need to get out and stretch. So I try to do that about every 3-4 hours to get out, stretch my legs, walk around a bit, grab a fresh beverage or whatever. But for the most part, in your drive time and your 14-hour work days, you get 11 hours drive time. I've been using 9 to 10 of those 11 hours every day. So like I said, I'm not trying to be no super trucker. I have started working a little bit longer days. I mean, I still park around 5 or 6 in the evening, but I'm waking up at 4:30, and I'm starting out 5:30, 6 o'clock. So I'm starting earlier. I'm ending around the same time, which I've noticed a difference in the pay scale as well. So, yeah, man. I mean, I'm still digging it, and I know my sense where it's at right now with my CPM. I know there's much better out there, and I'm approaching my Tuesday, the 24th, is my 3-month anniversary. I had my 2-month solo on the 15th, but October 24th is my very first day of when I started this new career change, along with a friend of mine. So we have an anniversary coming up on the 24th. 3 months. 3 months. I mean, when you're at a place for 25 years, nearly 25 years. And then you decide to leave, even though you thought about it over and over and over and over and over and over many, many times. But you finally do it, and you're not looking back. I don't even miss it. It's a pretty big deal, man. Especially, 45, your midlife crisis, right? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just focusing on me now. I'm not worried about nothing else but what's best for me. And I have to do that. I've worried about everybody else for my whole life. Now it's time for me. If that's greedy or stingy, whatever. It's me. It's time for me. Anyhow, thanks you guys for the support. I'm anxious to see what you write in the comments. Hope you all have a great week. We'll see you next time.